My dog doesn't follow the food. It's something that I've heard people say before when they're talking about trick training and they feel like their dog doesn't respond to food, they only respond to toys. Using food can be a really valuable tool in teaching your dog a new behavior and sort of shaping or creating some kind of trick. And this is actually in response to one of the comments left on one of our trick training videos. Today we're going to talk about a couple of different things that can change your dog's desire to follow the food. I'm Ken Steep, and welcome back to McCann Dogs. Welcome back to McCann Dogs. If this is your first time with us, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We publish new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to help you do something awesome with your dog. Today I've brought out my 10-year-old Border Collie, Mac. Now he is a herding dog. I actually got him as a started dog when he was about 9 years old. He's never done any obedience training. He hasn't, we've never done any shaping exercises with him. He is not a dog who's food motivated. When you see him out on the herding field, which if you watch any of our vlogs, you may have seen that, he's not the kind of dog that you think you would work for food. But I'm going to show you how easy it is with the right techniques and setting up the right environment to teach any dog to follow food. Now sometimes people will say, oh, my dog will do just about anything for his kibble, but in some occasions when you're finding that you're struggling a little bit using kibble or using food to have your dog follow, it's important that you change up whatever type of food that you're using. So this might be something like cheese, steak, chicken, anything that's different, preferably something that's really smelly, especially if you have a dog that's not super motivated to work for food, get something smelly. They often will really like to follow that. But today I've got an assortment of different things. Rabbit ears, I've got some dentist sticks that I'll cut up. I've got some Zook's Mini Naturals. I'm going to figure out what Mac really likes to follow, and that's what we're going to shape him with today. Now before we get too much further, I just want to show you a quick tip about hand position when holding the food. So I've grabbed some of these Zook's, and they're pretty small. If I were to really trap the food inside of my hand, you can see what I'm doing here. If I were to really cover that food a lot, it may not be as enticing for Mac, and it may not be as enticing for your dog. So if you have a dog that's not super motivated to follow the food, make sure you present a lot of that food as you're shaping them, as you're luring them. That way you can be more likely to maintain their focus. I've talked about this before, but I would make a list. I would list the top five foods that my dog loves. If you're going to try to teach them a new trick, if you're working obedience, even if you want to teach them a new skill, I would bring at least 3 or 4 of those different favorite foods with you, because you never know when a situation might come up that you need to switch out the foods. Maybe they've become tired of whatever food you were using, or maybe they, this certain day, they prefer cheese over chicken. It's hard to really predict those things, but it's always helpful to have some reinforcements ready when you need them. And sometimes environment can make a big difference. Sometimes your dog feels, especially stressed when they're in a really busy environment, or, it's some position where there's lots of activity and they're not taking food, or maybe they've just had a situation with another dog and now they're not taking food. It's important to really see that in your dog, and you can either move them to a less stressful environment or pull out that higher value food. In some of those cases, you're going to have to switch to using your voice until they get more relaxed or more comfortable that they'll start taking food again. The other thing you want to make sure of is that you're not free feeding your dog. All of our dogs are meal fed, and it's really important because we can monitor exactly how much food they're getting for each meal. The other great part is that food becomes more valuable then. It's something that we give to them. It's a resource that we give to them, and they see that as really valuable. So we can take some of that food and use it for training, or use it for working on a new skill, or use it for rewarding them for doing a great job at whatever they're doing. Keep in mind, these guys are our family members, and the last thing we want to be doing is overfeeding them and putting their health at risk. It's really important to, especially us, because all of our dogs are compete in dog sports, that our dogs maintain a healthy weight. It's good for their heart, good for their cardiovascular system, it's good for their joints as well as their muscles to keep them fit. So working with Mac here, I'm going to make this food really enticing. I'm not going to let him get it. He's focused on the food now, so this is great. He definitely wants the food. Now, to be totally transparent, I've skipped his dinner. We're right around the dinner hour right now, so I want him to be hungry. That's another tip that you can take advantage of. Don't feed your dog as much dinner, or don't feed them their dinner if you're going to do training a little bit later. That way, this food becomes a lot more valuable. And look at him go. He really wants the food. This is great. Now, one thing, good boy. Now, one thing I would keep in mind, if he weren't so enthusiastic about the food, again, keep in mind, I'm going to really present the food in a very clear manner. Another thing I can do is really like create some action to it. So I might, lure him around a little bit. I might shake my hand. Yes, and once he starts to move, I can reward him with that food. Whatever the behavior is that I'm trying to shape, I'm gonna make it really easy, and I'm gonna reward the small steps with the food. So I hope this helps you guys that don't have super food motivated dogs. Keep in mind things like meal feeding, things like keeping them hungry when you want to work with them, when you want to train with them, as well as a variety of different treats, because it's easy to get bored. I mean, I wouldn't like eating peanut butter sandwiches every single day, although I do love peanut butter sandwiches. It's nice to have pizza once in a while, or have some other home cooked meal. So keep it interesting for them. The other thing is that hand position. Make sure you present the food in a manner that it's easy to get and it's also really enticing that your dog wants to take it. And reward those small steps. If you're working on a new skill or exercise, make sure you're rewarding frequently for your dog, offering part of that behavior leading up to whatever your end result is. And keep an eye on your dog. If they look stressed because of the environment, remove yourself from the environment or switch to some calm praise, really letting your dog know that they're doing a great job before trying to shove food down their face. It's really important that we're not just paying out over and over again, stuffing food in our dogs' mouths when they don't want it. That's not helpful at all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We publish new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to help you do something awesome with your dog. On that note, I'm Ken. Happy training.
Just an ordinary day. I was